Hey, what's up? How y'all doing? How y'all doing today? What's up, Tanisha? How y'all doing? Can y'all hear me? Give me a thumbs up if y'all can hear me. Can y'all hear me? What's up, Tanisha? How you doing? Y'all can hear me? Okay, cool, cool. All right. Someone said, what do you think about the market right now? I think the market is good. If you're talking about Amazon Relay, how y'all doing today? Box heads. What's up? What's up, Winston? How you doing, bro? How you doing? What's up, cuz? Box Truck Wiz, how y'all doing? So y'all know how I do my lives. I don't have a live script or anything like that. I get on live, like once a week, try to get on live to answer questions for you guys. But tonight, what I'm saying, we always talking about box trucks, box trucks, box trucks. Tonight I want to bring to you guys two guys that they're doing Amazon Relay also, but they're using semis. So I'm not an expert in semis. I'm a little bit familiar with semis. That's not my lane. So guess what? I stick to my lane, an expert, but I get a lot of DMs on a weekly basis. Can you do Amazon with a 16-foot box truck? Can you do it with a cargo van? And can you do it with a semi? So I decided to bring two guys on here that's killing the game when it comes to Amazon and the semi. Um, Let me see if Sam on here. What's up, cuz? How you doing? I don't know if you guys, Winston and Jason, if you guys on here, send me a request. I'm not the best IG expert, so send me a request. So like I said, once again, these guys, they do semis with Amazon Relay, and they can break it down. You might have some questions that you guys can ask for people that want to do Amazon Relay that, possess a CDL and they want to do, the semi. Okay, I see I got a request from Winston. Okay, view request. Accepted your request. Let's see. Sam just sent me one too. What's up? What's up? How you doing,
Yo,
bro?
what's going on, man? I'm all right, and yourself?
Chilling, chilling. Can't complain. Can't complain.
Yeah, I just want to say it's an honor to be on here with you. You know what I'm saying? I've been following you for the longest. I respect what you're doing. Always gonna support you, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, when you call, I'm here. So anybody that got any questions for me, I'm willing to answer them on the strength of you and everything that you do out here. Got a lot of haters, whatever, but everybody that's on here that's listening right now, this man is for real. You know what I'm saying? I stand behind him 100% plus. You know what I'm saying? So, and I don't do that for a lot of
I
people.
respect that. I respect that. And thanks for coming on, bro. You a stand up dude too, man. That's why I reached out to you because I'm like, I don't care with sharing the spotlight. If somebody in the industry that I'm not in and I'm not familiar with, there's enough money for everybody. I don't have a problem. That's why I said, man, when especially when black brothers can get together with no hating, no bullshit, and support each other, and I can look, hey, if I don't know, I can send you to somebody that knows. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do. So that's why I wanted to invite you guys on there because, like I said, I get a ton of DMs, a bunch of emails about semis. I don't really know a lot about semis. Never, dabbled in the semis. So I was like, hey, why not have two guys that's killing the game? Like I said, man, with semis in the game. What's up, Sam? What's up,
What's
Jason? How you doing?
what's going on with you, brother, man? Just here relaxing, man. Been running so hard, had to take me about 2 weeks off, man.
Oh,
And and it's very tempting because the money is real good. And me and Winston, we go back and forth every night, even though he's on vacation. But we'll hit each other up and we'll just share like what's on the load board, what lanes are opening up, what loads are
uh-huh.
closing. And that's just what we do, stand on top of the game. And I tell anyone you can be successful in this Amazon Relay, and I hear you preach it all the time. It boils down to your performance score, but not only that, before you get in this game, you definitely have to know how that app works, because I have people that inbox me all the time and they're frustrated. It's like, man, I just got in the game, actually with the box trucks, and they'll say, man, I'm running under my brother's account and they don't know what to do. And I was like, man, you got to learn how to, work the app. And, before you know it, you start off with 100. Next thing you know, you at an 80 or, and so therefore, if you don't have that 100 score or up in the 90s, some of your privileges get cut off from doing certain thing and having access to certain parts of the load board. And that's going to be the key. So don't come on Amazon and feel like, well, I'll just do it this way, do it that way. No, there's a method to it. If you don't understand the method, and if you don't keep the method going, then you're going to be seeing all those lows where people are not happy, where they see the $1.30 lows, and you get on live and complain and say, oh, Box Truck Shorty, he's lying, he's not getting no money like that. No, Box Truck Shorty is very informed. He went through a lot of trial and error with this, and when he mastered his craft. That's why he's able to get the money that you guys see that he's posting. But we can go all day back and forth from who's winning and who's losing and who's not getting this, but it's up to you to be able to maximize your calling with Amazon. So, but yeah, man, I'll let you ask us a few questions, whatever they want to know, and we can go from there. Yep.
Yeah, man, you hit as my mama said, you hit the nail on the head, man. Like a lot of people constantly complaining about truckiness in general. Like you guys, like I said, you guys are killing it when it comes to Amazon Relay. I remember when I posted one of your like you had made 9,200 in a week, with a semi, and I posted, and I had people in my inbox talking shit to me about I was like, man, how I got his? You showed me the week of what you made. I just posted with the end of the story, but people just don't believe shit. It's sad. People are miserable, and because they can't do it, they always call it cap or fake or whatever. But you hit the nail on the head, man. Amazon is a complete different monster. It's completely different from over the road. And if you don't learn how it works, you're gonna hate Amazon. That's just the truth. You know what I'm saying? But if you learn it
and see the thing you say too, two things, there's a lot of things that you say on her that I like. Rather people, don't hate on a person, say you should be wanting to be like him or be better than him.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? That should give you motivation. And you say to people that you need a mentor in this game. That is correct. That is my mentee. Jason is my mentee. I mentor Jason.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? And that 9,200, whoever's on here, and they was one of the ones that say it was cap, is not cap. I rode with Jason his first block. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
To show him, you need the key, like you said, you got to keep a good score. And I told him, I said, look, we're gonna go here 3 hours early, because the early bird gets the worm. That's a proven fact. Yep. You got to have good work ethics. You understand what I'm saying? You can't wait till the last minute to go somewhere, because when I took them 3 hours early, we pulled over into the overflow yard, and I told them, okay, now it's 2 hours. It's 2 hours. They'll let you in the facility with these semis. That's what I know about the semi. 2 hours early, they'll let you in the facility. Your trailer may be ready. It may not be ready. You know what I'm saying? We was blessed when we went in there. His first trailer was ready. We hooked up to it. We got onto this money, because when you're there early, you could get there, get that, go to the next spot. Because when you pick up a load, 9 times out of 10, when you drop it, you're going to pick up an empty. And an empty, you don't have to wait for it. They're going to give it to you. So you're getting ahead of the game with it. So now when he get ahead of the game, that's making it better for him. So he had that contract. He had, you know what I'm saying? So whoever's listening, he had that contract for 7,200, something like that. And I explained to him, I said, if you're not, and this is a proven fact, it's FMCSA, everything. If you're not running 150 miles from your domicile, you don't have to turn your e-log on. And that's how he caught that extra load to make up that 9,200. See, people don't know there's a science to this madness that we out here doing.
Gotcha.
Yep. Gotcha. Then you figure it out. This is what I tell people with the Amazon, even with the box trucks, with the semis. So I'm going to speak on the semis. So this is what I tell people. When you get in the game with Amazon, you trying to master everything. Like I went through Winston, as my mentor. So I figured things out. I said, you know what? I got to find out where all the freight coming from. I'm 45 minutes north of Atlanta. So when you look at Amazon, you say, what is Amazon? And you start thinking, when you really look into it, Amazon is really expedited freight. So expedited freight, what do? If I'm a guy that's 45 minutes from Atlanta, I will never win. So I tell people, you're either going to be a hunter or a gatherer. So the gatherer take whatever you can get, which is during the day. They might give you 2 hours to get there during the day, but at nighttime, when you see those loads, you'll say, how do I supposed to get down and get these loads when you post them up? It's 9 o'clock. You want me to be there at 9:30. So you know what I got to do? If I got to be there at 9:30, knowing how all the freight come out right, like 9:30, 11:30, 12 at night, then you got some that'll come in 3:45 in the morning. So what I do is I go find all the hot spots. I'm not gonna give all the game away.
Okay.
So I go, so you gotta think about it. You got Union City, you got East Point, all that, like Buffington Road, Derrick Road, you got Stone Mountain. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to one of their overflow lots. I'm gonna post up now. I know the freight's coming out of there. It's gonna be empty. If I'm gonna run local for the night, I'm gonna run me some empties back and forth. I can make a quick 500 in probably less than an hour and a half. It's that easy to make it because I'm doing back and forth like a ping pong ball. But then when I want to get my big money, I'll post up East Point. I know that freight is going up to North Carolina. They got freight going up to Laverne, Tennessee, which is Madison, Alabama. You got freight, where it's going? Another hot hub is Appleton. It's not that far, it's about 100 some miles.
Yeah, Appleton.
When you see places like that, and then it's going down into Florida and stuff like that, you're gonna win every time. So I always tell people, you gotta get up and be ready. You gotta pre-plan everything you're gonna do. You can't sit back, because you gotta remember, there's 100 people out there that's waiting to eat just like you, but you can do it better if you're strategic and planning and stuff like that. You will win every time. So that's, for me, that's just like last night. Like I said, I'm taking 2 weeks off because I've been running since late September, since he put me up on game. Late September. I'm right at almost 100,000. Like I said, I ain't gonna lie, I'm at like 92.5. You know what I'm saying? I get the 100,000. Yeah, I could have did it easy, but I took these 2 weeks off. I've been running. So I would just tell people, just playing. You gotta have it in you to win. It's not gonna come to you. You dealing with something that's app friendly. You got your bill of lading. All that stuff is print. You can just click up a button, just like you working your TV, your remote control. You clicking, and it's like, if I need my bill of lading, I can just download the documents and stuff like that.
Amazon made it super simple, man. Like, you can't beat the simplicity that Amazon has had. Yep, that's crazy. But yeah, man, that's crazy. So I want to stop and ask a couple questions for these guys. But let me ask the first question, because I'm curious too, because I get this question all the time.
Okay.
You guys can answer. What is a block? Like, when you say somebody says Amazon has a block, what does that mean? Can you break that down to the listeners? What is a block?
Well, a block.
Go ahead.
A block is when you get a contract, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in a contract, when you book, say you book 1 week contract, you got 3 blocks in a contract, right? So you will either, and the contracts usually start on Sunday, right? So you would either go out Sunday to Monday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or you will go out Tuesday to Wednesday. So that would start your first block. So if you go out Sunday to Monday, that's your first block. That's a 37-hour block. So when you do that 37 hours, sometimes they'll send you out, because you'll come back. If you come back early that Monday, you'll go back out that Monday night. Come back Tuesday, then you'll do your 34-hour, and then you'll say you do your 34-hour Tuesday to Wednesday, then Thursday to Friday. That's your last block, because you only get 3 blocks.
Okay.
So if Jason, you can explain it different, because you know what I'm saying, we both do different things, so you could explain it different as well.
Okay.
You right on. It's basically, it's just 3 blocks. So it depends on what your.
Will that block bring you back home?
Yes.
Okay.
Anytime you do a block, you'll start in East Point, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna end in East Point or somewhere in that vicinity. 9 times out of 10, it's usually East Point where you started from, but sometimes it'll be like you're starting East Point, you may end up at Derrick Road, but you're not far from there. That's only probably like 8 or 10 miles.
Back in
city, and you always coming. You're not going to see that with the semis. You're not going to be left out, somewhere where you got to look for something coming back. That's one of the reasons why I like the block. And I usually book contract, and I, like when Jason started, I told him, he was like, man, I should just book one. I said, if you don't have nothing going on, go ahead and book you a 2-3 week one. So you got consistent work. You don't got to be looking at that board. You may look at it, because if you come in on your 34-hour and you don't have nothing to do, you could catch another load. Say you getting, say your contract is like 5,700, right?
Uh-huh.
So, and you do on one of your 34 hours, you could catch you a little $300 empty trailer run to maximize your dollar, where you're going to get 6,000 for the week.
Got you.
So I like to maximize my dollar, because if I get 6,000 a week, and some people always use high on the fuel. Say you spending 2 bands on the fuel, you still grossing. I mean, you still netting 4,000.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? After that.
So what do you mean pick up an empty? To people that don't like that, let's say for example, that has no clue what an empty is. What do you mean when you saying you picking up an empty?
Okay, so you're taking a load over there, and when you pick up an empty, that means that's an empty Amazon trailer you'll be taken to another facility. Say I drop off at East Point, and then everywhere you go, when you drop, you're going to pick up something. Either it's a load or an empty trailer. So empty means an empty trailer. So you'll be bringing it to the next facility. Now, if you're going to somewhere else after that facility, you'll pick up a load, because when you drop it empty, you're definitely going to pick up a load 9 times out of 10.
Got you. So it's basically moving empty trailers 53
Yep.
in a nutshell. Because sometimes when I looked on a load board, like I'll see a load that says it might be like 5 miles and it might be like $200 and something. Is that an empty, or is that something like on it, or do you know?
You can tell when you look on your, let's say when you pull it up, right?
Hold on one second. Go ahead. I saw a bunch of questions coming in. Go ahead. I'll get to the questions when you finish. Go ahead.
When you look on there, right, and it's going certain miles, they got these little circles on there, right? Have you ever seen those little circles on the side of wherever you're going, like East Point? It'll be a circle next to it.
Yeah.
Okay. If that circle is like clear, that means it's an empty. If it's dark, that means it's a load.
The load. Yep.
Got you. That makes sense. Okay, that's cool. Well, let's get down to some of the questions that people have. Viking, I see Viking keeps posting crazy stuff in the message, so we just gonna ignore him for the rest of the thing. I'm not gonna spend no energy tonight talking to little cappers, man.
I got it.
If you get on here tonight to be a little capper, good. God bless you. Well, someone said, would it be feasible to get a semi and hire a driver, or only an owner operator can get the bag?
Yes, you could definitely hire a driver, just like how you do. It's no different really in the box truck, like the administrative side. You got the administrative side of the board of the app, where you can add them as an assigned driver and put them on. Basically, I'll just say show them the ropes and just send them on their way. And you can sit back and you can just work the same way how you work your box trucks. How you got like 7 to 8 box trucks. It's the same thing, man. It's just at the end of the day, you just got to know how to work the app. If you don't know how to work the app, you're going to be in a lot of trouble, because that's what it's based on, that performance score and everything like that. So, yeah. And I tell people this too, what I like about the semi side. When you look on the DAT load board, nothing against the DAT load board, because it's good too. You're going to find good brokers. You're going to find bad brokers. But the good thing about Amazon Relay that I love, it's not putting a lot of wear and tear on your truck. I'm not burning a lot of fuel on my truck. The most of your loads that you're going to see, and my first couple loads, I called Winston. I said, man, this is how it's working. It's sweet like this. He said, what you talking about? I said, man, I opened up my trailer, bro. A whole 53-foot trailer. It's nothing about 2 or 3 pallets in a Gaylor's, what they call them.
Yeah.
And it's going all the way up to North Carolina, but they paying me good, so I'm not burning no type of fuel whatsoever. So the good thing about that is, on the load board, they gonna max you out on that 53-foot trailer. You seeing stuff on there like cutting it close, 44,000 pounds, 43. You get with Amazon, it's so easy going. Your loads, you're going to pull anywhere probably from about 2,000. The most you're going to pull is 10,000 pounds, unless you with a third-party facility. They might hit you with a 15,000, 20,000 pound load. But for the most part, everything is going from Amazon to Amazon. And to me, it's a win-win situation, man. I love it. It gets frustrating sometimes because they app commits up from time to time and say, oh, you was late, you was this, you was that. But it's so easy. I can go in there and put it in dispute and say, hey, previous Amazon stop, or this was a mechanical trailer issue. And they'll come right back probably a week later, 4 days later, and they'll come back and say, hey, your score has been
Yeah.
upgraded. It's just like things just coming from, I'm serious, man. Just like
He's dealing with a broker and a
it's
dispatcher. It still beats.
totally different.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
it still beats it. Yeah, that's true. That's
Yep.
true.
Yep.
That's so. Winston, how long have you been in trucking?
I've been in trucking since 2017.
2017. Okay.
Yeah, and I started. I was blessed that you know pretty much my story.
Right.
So I was blessed to get in it, and then you know, like I tell everybody, I had my rough times, and then when Amazon came about, that was like how you revive a person when they dying,
Mm-hmm.
you revive them. They hit me with the Amazon pump. You know what I'm saying? Brought me back to life. And ever since I've been on Amazon, I've been eating,
Yeah.
Yeah. How long
So
you on Amazon?
I've been on Amazon going on 6 years.
Look at that. Somebody's been doing Amazon Relay even before I even came about, before Box Short even existed. So that shows you the consistency, how long you can be making money with Amazon Relay. His brother been doing it for 6 years. January for me, it'll be 3 years. So you see, Amazon, I didn't create nothing new. People been getting money with Amazon. It's just that nobody really had a platform. I ain't gonna say nobody, but it really wasn't a lot of talk about, go get a truck or go get a box truck or go get a semi, do Amazon Relay. And then when you got brothers like us, like think about it, you was doing this 6 years, and I just met you. Was it last year or the year before?
The year before.
Year before, right? So that's what I'm saying. So imagine if you never told nobody. These people would never even know about Amazon Relay probably existed. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know about it 6 years ago. But when you try to educate people and put people on, you always still got people that that hate. But you know what I'm saying? We gonna look past them for the day. We gonna keep just giving out good information, man, and being positive on this one, right?
But you see, it's a lot of people that they badger Amazon because they don't know it.
That's all.
There's so many people that DM me and hit me up on this gram here and talk about how they want to give me my flowers because I post videos every now and then about moving the trailers when I be in the yard and when I be working on my truck, and then they'll call me and ask me some questions because I don't got no problem helping somebody, right? Because this one dude, I think he's in Illinois. He
Mm-hmm.
said, "Man, I got an Amazon account. They be sending me all these emails, and I didn't start really looking at it until I start following you and watching you." He said, "I want to give you your flowers now for the simple fact is now I got all three of my trucks making $1,000 a day, doing heister
Mm-hmm.
runs. You know what I'm saying? They call them shuttle runs. And for
Mm-hmm.
everybody that's on here, shuttle runs is moving trailers from a door to a slot or from a door to a door. Just taking it, just being basically a yard jockey. And a
Got
yard jockey is somebody that works for Amazon
Mm.
in the yard that moves the trailers around. If y'all don't know what a yard jockey is.
Okay.
But the one thing I say about Amazon, it's a waiting game with Amazon. You got to remember, I mean, Amazon is controlling to me like the economy of the logistics. I mean, there's other freight out there. They have their own world. And I always tell people you got to look at Amazon where it's kind of like it's a waiting game with Amazon. It's like fishing. It's like, they might be hot one day over here, cold one day over here. So it's just like last night I hit Winston up. I was like, man, Winston, because I went to Birmingham, visit some of my family and
Mm-hmm.
stuff. So Winston, I said, man, if I didn't have to visit my family, I wasn't so tired, it would have been on and popping. Man, they closed on the load board last night around like 9:30, 10:30. You had to get there around about 3:45 in the morning. And I knew they was desperate because they normally don't give you that wide of a gap to get there. So I would have had to deadhead about 100-some miles, which is fine with me. But what they was paying, it was 545 miles. I'm watching. I said, it's just like the stock market. It's like it
Yep.
just continued going. I said, man, still going up. We back and forth on the phone. They had a load going from Louisville, Tennessee, Maryville area, Tennessee, going up to Maryland. They need this stuff delivered. And I know what it was. It was something needed delivered because it didn't make the Christmas deadline.
Mm-hmm.
They was paying $5.60, and it was paying like 29. I think it was like $2,900 for that.
That's crazy.
And
You ain't gonna see that on. You ain't gonna see that low boy.
It was on
No.
Friday. They
Don't see that on the DMV low
going,
boy. No.
they had loads going from Bessemer, Alabama to Appleton, Georgia, paying $1,300. So you'll catch those nights and days like that, but it's mostly during the early morning, or you gonna catch it late around 11:30 to
It's a
12. That's
science to it. It's a science. And
fine.
I try to tell people that all the time, and people that sit and watch the low board all day. Like, it's a science to it. It's a science.
Yep. They're not
Yeah.
biting during the day. They're not gonna bite during the day. If you're gonna get your money with Amazon, they like during the night, because another thing they like to do, they like to protect their freight. You gotta think about it. Ain't a lot of traffic rolling at nighttime. So what they gonna do, they don't want you to be late, caught up in traffic. They already, whoever running the logistics side of Amazon, they already know what's going on. So they make you push through 11:30 early morning. They're not gonna put nothing in the traffic, and they know you caught up.
Burn less
Yep.
fuel, less accidents. You know what I'm saying? Driver can get to where they're going and coming back. It's like, so that's the other thing about the nighttime runs, where it's more beneficial to do night runs. So yeah, man, it's a science. It's definitely a science to it, but people don't listen. I keep telling them that. I'm pretty sure you guys tell them that the same thing. A lot of people, they watch me, they watch other people, and they see logistics, and then they jump into it thinking that they don't need a mentor. Like I said, even if you don't get me as a mentor, these two brothers right here, y'all can go follow them. They do semis. At the end of the day, you have to have a mentor if you want to be successful. It's just, it alleviates a lot of headache. Just like you said, you was Winston's mentee. You see what I'm saying? Like, my is my mentee.
Yep.
Follow, and you don't have to make all the mistakes that Winston made. Winston got probably 6 years of mistakes that he already made. He know what to do, know when to do it, when not to book loads. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I can't stress the importance of having a mentor, man.
And I tell people this, even when you think you don't need a mentor, that's when you need them the most, because it was a lot of stuff Winston taught me, and I used to be like, oh, okay, Winston, I'm good. And he's like, okay, Jay, and then next thing you know, I said, hey, Winston. He said, yo. I said, man, what's this right here, man? He started laughing. So you mentor, because you're going to run into that brick wall a few times before you get it right. Then you start really seeing what's going on, because if I would have did it without Winston, I can promise you for a fact, I wouldn't have been running around with no 100 score. It would have been probably a 70 or 80. Yep. So definitely need a mentor. And I always tell people the key is to success in this Amazon Relay is the app. Everyone that I talk to, they frustrated. It's like, man, my score's going down, this and this and this. This is what I tell people. I'm going to give you one of these gems, like as being in a semi or a box truck.
Okay.
Say to be there at 9 o'clock. You check in before 9, so you're on time. Your clock is lit. It's in the black mode. So when you check out, say, for example, they say you need to depart by 9:30. Okay, well, it's 9:25. You get ready to depart. Do not depart. Wait till 9. Burn that extra 5 minutes to 9:30, right? So when you get ready to check out of that facility, you go ahead and call them. They're going to say, hello. This is Amazon Relay. This is what I'm going to say. I say, hey, my name is Jason. I'm with Semico Transportation, carrier ID 55656. They're going to say, how can I help you? Hey, I have a load that's going from Appleton, Georgia to Bessemer, Alabama. I just want to let you know that it's already showing late for my arrival time on my GPS. What time it says. And me knowing that I have to take a FMCSA 30-minute break, even though I'm just being honest with you, even though I'm lying, but I'm telling the truth. After FMCSA 30-minute break, I know that it's going to take me 30 minutes to get fuel, but they want me to be there, say, for example, by 10:30. I know I'm not going to get there on that time. So what I do is I'll tell them it's already showing late on my GPS. So it might say I need to be where I'm going, for example, at 10 o'clock, but my GPS telling me I'm going to be there at 9:45. So why would I put that stress on me running late, finna play with my performance score? So I tell them, they say, what time is going to be showing you getting there? I said, it's telling me that I'm going to be there at 11:15, 11:20. I just gave myself an hour and a half, being honest. Not only that, I give myself time because we're human. If I'm driving, my body hasn't adapted to that 11:30 or that 2 or 3 o'clock shift. I might get tired. I'm not going to put my life at danger and no one else's life at danger. And you'll be surprised as a truck driver, a 30-minute power nap, man, it's awesome. So I'll go and get me a power nap, whatever I need to do. I'm going to take me a power nap, and I'm still going to show up on time. So when they got me showing that late, even though I'm being late, so it's going to help my chances. So when it's time for me to go dispute that, because it's going to show late. But
they already got the notes in it. Yeah, that's what I tell people all the time.
It's going to be black. So,
you gave
So, so it's gonna be black. It's gonna show up black that I'm on time. So when it's come to time to dispute, I would say, hey, this was a previous Amazon stop because there was a load delay at the facility.
Yep.
Load not ready. So when I do that, I win every
Yeah.
time. So that's how I maintain my scores. Or I might be driving, and for example, my trailer might get the blinking on and off. So my trailer lights blinking on and off. So let me go on and pull over. I'll break and fix it. You get where I'm going with it. So and that goes baby hand. That's
Yeah.
that
That's some
belongs to Amazon. Let Amazon eat that mistake, not the
yeah, 'cause
driver of the carrier.
their trailer.
Yes, yep, yes, sir.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
crazy. That
there's a lot. See, a lot of people don't understand. There's a lot to this thing, and I haven't kept a good score like the way I do just by not knowing what I know,
mhm.
because there's a lot of stuff
It
that I
is a
know.
lot.
I done taught Jason. So, but I listen to you, and I see what you be saying to these people, and everything you're saying is 100+% correct. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But there's a little more that we got because we're in the
Right.
semi.
Yeah,
But everything you saying is true. You know, you say one thing you say, there's a lot of things, but this one thing you say, you don't have to put your truck in Atlanta. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying? Because I had a driver way in
yep.
Reno. You
Uh-huh.
understand what I'm saying?
Them contractors, tell them numbers,
Yo,
brother.
that
Tell
Yo, listen to me. I'm,
them.
I'm gonna be real with you. That Reno money up there, man, ain't nothing to play with.
I believe you.
Yo, that Reno money. Listen to me. You gonna get about 68 to 10 bands a
Yeah,
week out
Yep.
of
I
Reno.
believe you. Yeah. Yeah. I know somebody else that got a semi. He killing the game with a semi too. So yeah, it's money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yep.
But so guess what? So when people always saying the industry dead, the industry dead, the industry dead, usually they're talking about outside of Amazon. They're talking about the DA load board, truck stop load board, all of that. Amazon, like I always tell people, Amazon got their own little ecosystem. That's why Amazon is the #1 largest delivery service as of November in the United States. Amazon, I'm not gonna say it can't be affected, but Amazon is just a different monster, man. And I think with the DAT load board and other load boards, all you do is call a broker. I mean, the dispatcher or the broker. They give you a load. There's no science to it. There's no tricks. There's no tips. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
All you do is getting in the truck, driving. You got to follow the hours of service, pull up when you want to. But it ain't no way of tricking nothing. You see what I'm saying? Amazon, it's a lot to learn. Just like you said, that score performance-based thing is most people, I would say, the most people that you see complain about Amazon, I would say 95% of them mess up their score in their first week because they don't know what to do. They don't know how to use the app. They don't know how to, especially when it comes to box truck. See, with semis, at least y'all gonna have to load the truck. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
But you have to load the truck. You got to load your freight. Know how to unload your freight. There's no way you're gonna get in and out of there. Like, because with box truck, they only give 50 minutes to load the truck. And then they cut down. You can't even be there an hour early no more. Now they want you just to be there 15 minutes early. So if you go in there, it's almost impossible to get out. You kill your score in the beginning, you're going to have shitty ass loads, and most people can't survive with the shitty loads.
Yep.
yeah,
I came box truck. I graduated and I started
That.
in 2020. And I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I didn't know anybody. I said, how I'm gonna do this? People's telling me to do this and do. But you know what? This is no lie. I went online. Thank God for the YouTubers. I went on YouTube and I found this couple. I forgot their name. They from Atlanta or Griffin, I believe. I think it's the box
The
truck
box
couple.
couple, yeah. The older couple. I
They
love
went
them.
through like step by step everything, and that was the only way that I figured out. Then I go through the door. I was like, this is my first time here. Some people help you, some people look at you like, well, whatever, figure it out on your own, buddy. And get out the first couple times, and after that I started finding out what a hot hub was. I was always finding myself, I loved it during the Christmas holidays, peak season. Burn, Tennessee to Maryville, Tennessee, them folks was paying 1,000 to 1,200, and I wasn't going in but 168 miles.
Yeah.
And it was so good, boss truck shouted. When I was in there, I'll run up there, I deadhead back, run up there, deadhead, and I was killing 5,000 a week.
The reason why both of you guys are successful in this game is, you know why? To be honest with you, it's not even the trucks and all that. It's because y'all became obsessed with it. You learned the game. You became obsessed with it. You figured it out. People that can't figure shit out when it happens are just like, oh man, ain't no loads here. I can't make no loads here. You better look at another area. You can move your truck. A truck is supposed to move. A lot of people think like a truck is like a house or something. Like if you buy a truck or you get a truck and it's in Atlanta, it has to stay in Atlanta. You can put that truck anywhere. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy to me that people still say ain't no money in trucking, but when I get on 285, all I see is trucks.
Yeah.
You know, Amazon.
And that's crazy.
Then next year, I don't know if you guys heard, but you know, Amazon, they about to start delivering cars. Hyundai is gonna be their first person.
Yeah. And see, that's what people don't understand. And see, I was gonna say that, you know, because you speak nothing but the truth when you're on here. See, you know, we come from both different sides. You know what I'm saying? You ain't been in a truck. You love what you do. See, I'm about to get out of it eventually, but I love driving that truck. You understand what I'm saying? But like you said, Amazon get ready to move cars, but Amazon move everything. I've moved empty pallets to somewhere. Amazon moving empty pallets. They moving dog food. They moving what else they moving? They moving Pepsi, Coca-Cola, beer, everything.
They taking over. They got pharmacy coming out, man. They got where you don't have to. Man, Amazon, before you know it, man, I say in the next 5 to 10 years, Amazon is gonna be doing everything. Like everything.
They got their hands in everything. It's basically what they're doing. They just mastering the market.
Yeah.
The majority of people, man, what are they doing? When COVID hit, then nothing changed. It just got stronger. They were like, I ain't going out to the store. I'm gonna order mine from Amazon. Just like yesterday, I just ordered a whole bunch of stuff off of Amazon. Guess what? That's going on somebody's box truck or someone's semi-trailer.
So before I go buy anything, man, I look to see what the price is on Amazon.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I go to now. Amazon. That's my go-to.
Yeah.
And see, like I tell, like when I took Jason on his first run, right? So we go to this place. No, that was the second one. We go to this place, right? So I get out the truck. He said, I told him, I said, you need me to get out? He said, no. I said, no, I'm getting out. I said, so how you gonna do this, right? How you gonna get in that slot? He said, I'm gonna pull up there, then I'm gonna back up, right? Yo, I already knew he wasn't gonna make it, right? So he pulls up and go up in the other slot there, and then he stuck. I said, what happened? I ain't gonna make it. I said, I knew you wasn't gonna make it, right?
See, that's one of a mentor, somebody with experience. Like, look,
that
ain't gonna work.
So what I said was, I said, I want you to back out, pull out that way, and angle your truck back this way, right? So he did it. He was getting close. So this is how you say stop to your driver. You put your fist up, stop, and I tell him come out. I said, now tell me what you see here. Where do you need to put this trailer? Because that's one thing when I ride with somebody, I'm not just going to tell you. I want you to see where you need to correct your mistakes at. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's the best way you're going to learn. Because if I'm telling you how to maneuver in there, that's easy. Now I want you to see what you need to correct.
Yeah. I always tell people Amazon, it's a win-win. So I would tell people before you try to slander or bash someone at the end of the day, it's like do all you can do. A lot of people, to me, it's like they be on a meltdown. They be frustrated. So they'll go after the biggest person like yourself, Boss Shaw. You the biggest man on the platform. They said, I'm finna go after him. He's lying. He's this. You ain't even tried to do anything.
Never talked to me. Never had a conversation with me.
Yep.
You see what I'm Never.
But he's a liar. And that's, you know what I'm saying?
You don't even know. You don't even know.
I vouch for him. I stand 100. Well, both of us, we stand 100% toes down for him. You know, everything he say is solid.
Coming at you, be like, he lying. I tell Winston, I said, man, they going at Boss Shawty again. I said, man, it be having me mad because at the end of the day, I know you're not lying. I can't follow no liar. I can't sit up here and follow no man and be like, yeah, he's lying, but I'm gonna stand by. No, because everything that you see, whatever you saying, that's why I tell me and Winston, we talk like, man, Boss Shawty, the truth. He doesn't master his craft. And it seems like it's so far-fetched for a person who doesn't believe. And I always tell, that's another thing. You got to have confidence in what you're doing and what you're dealing with. And like, if you don't have no confidence in what you're doing, you ain't going to make it no way. I don't think you're going to be like a bitter old man who just got out of a relationship or a bitter old woman who just got out of a relationship and say, it worked for me. You might effort in. You ain't put no effort.
Right.
Everyone wanna like you be on here, your success. You might have a nice suit on, you got your red bottom, you got your band. Everybody looking at that like, yeah, he doing this. But you don't understand what this man got going on. He might be on the administrative side working 8 days before. He ahead of the game. He ain't slacking. So when you see his hard
Right.
work paying off, guess what you do? Instead of you saying, I'm going to get like that, you hating. Don't nobody want to put no work in nowadays. Everybody is soft. They soft. They want what people don't want to put no work in. So they hate from the sideline. So you either going to be in the game or you're going to be out the game. You either going to watch me dunk or you're going to sit
Right. Right.
these jokes. It's like it's time to. I always say this. It's time to separate the real from the fake, because at the end of the day, I can only give you so much game. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. So if you don't apply what I'm telling you, you could spend 10 bands with me. I mean, you also can spend them 10 bands with me, and then you can come back and say, "Man, I ain't get what I supposed to got out the dip." That's because you ain't trying. You
Amen, man. Amen.
Him all day and say we're gonna lose this weight, lift weights, and get buff. You can sit there and come in the gym and look at the weight. I don't mean you're gonna get. You got
Right.
a type of effort to it, man.
Yeah,
Yes,
man. Hey, you preach it tonight, man, because I swear that's the same way I feel too. It's just like, it's so crazy. The person is always hating, don't even know me personally. Yep. You see what I'm saying? Hate is when you don't know somebody personally, you didn't buy my product, you haven't touched my services, but you're just making an assumption that it can't be true. That's hate and jealousy. And you see what I'm saying? Now, if somebody bought something of mine, or I stared them wrong or whatever, then that's different. But if you never even had a conversation with me, you can't say shit about me.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying? Except that I make money. I might have nice shit or flashy that you might not like, but that has nothing to do with the thousands of people I've helped. You get what I'm saying? That's you know what I'm saying.
Yep.
So that shit crazy to me though, man. Yeah. But yeah, man.
Yeah, it is crazy, because you got to look at it like this, man. You know, you do what you like to do, right? So me personally, and I'm speaking for Jason as well. We haven't seen nobody come back and say, "Oh, Box Truck Shorty sold some bullshit. He ain't about that." Whatever the case may be, you got these people that hating on the sideline, and I told you, I DM you, yo, don't let that get to you. You know what I'm saying, man? Keep doing what you're doing, man. Because I call you a genius. I call you a genius, and that's how I feel that's the status that you in. You know what I'm saying? What you doing? You know, you didn't get in this game and drove the trucks. We the opposite from you. We driving these trucks. You know what I'm saying? But we love it. You love the office. Eventually we gonna be in the office too one day. But right now we still love it.
Y'all look with the grind that y'all boys have, y'all are destined. Y'all already successful in your own industry, man. And right, so my hat goes off to you guys too. And like I rarely have people even on my lives, because I don't vouch for a lot of people. I don't want to curse, but I don't F with a lot of people. You know what I'm saying?
We already know that. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
You know?
I met you 2 years ago at an event, and you know what I'm saying? Importance of also getting in the room. That's how I met you guys. Networking. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? 2 years ago. So it's crazy, man. But I really appreciate that, man. And like I said, I always tell people, and anybody say, I'm not saying, I can't speak for other people or influencers. Some people might be scamming, some people might be selling bad shit or doing shit like that, but I stand by my name. Anybody, I give an open invitation, unlimited. I give anybody $10,000 if you can find one person I scam or frauded out of money. And that's on Instagram. I'll put it on YouTube out. That's just not me. I don't have to scam nobody. You give it up.
Yeah.
So it's not.
And
it's
I was.
It's not going.
It ain't gonna happen.
You know what I'm saying?
That's just like when I met Winston. We hooked up. I guess people watch you for a while. So hooked up. He said, "Jay, every time I come to the yard," because he hooked me up with the yard. He was there. I said, "I'm over here parked at this yard." He said, "I'm over here." I said, "Okay, cool." So he told me one day, he said, "Jay, every time I see you, bro, you be gone." He said, "Let me know you about that money." I said, "Yeah." I said, "I got to get that money, man." When I hooked up with Winston, he ain't charged me a dime for the mentor. He just said, "Man, I'm going to help you out, brother." But one thing he told me that I preached, he said, "Jay, if you fail at this, off the information I give you," he said, "it's not my fault, brother." That's what he told me. I said, "You ain't gonna get that out of me, Winston." I said, I'm different, bro. I said, "I'm gonna go get her." And that's what I did. He gave me the information and I just ran with it. It's just like he gave me like someone said, "I'm gonna give you some food to eat. He said, but instead of you buying the food, I'm gonna give you the seed to plant your food.
Mm-hmm.
So he gave me the seed. It grew. Once it grew, once he gave me enough information for that seed to sprout, the rest on me. I gotta water it every day if I'm gonna eat them apples and whatever I'm growing. That's how I ran with it. I ran with that thing. And I'm gonna be honest with you, not only that, when it comes to the money for me, I got money, but I don't like to keep money on me. I invest all of my money.
Yeah,
I might money
you
there, but I go take my house, you know what I'm saying? I got 6 houses. Got another one I'm getting ready to renovate. Then I just bought 10 acres of land with a 1940 farmhouse on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna drop 150,000 renovate. I takes all my money. That's why I said take this truck money. It's hard-earned money. You work. Don't take your money and blow it. And I think that's another problem people do. When they first get in the game, they never had any kind of real money. So when they make the first 5 or 10,000, guess what they go do? They gonna say, I ain't put the work in like Boss Truck shouted, but I'm damn sure finna look like them. Yeah, they'll go out there.
right.
They gonna take their last 5, 10,000
Right.
and
see, what a lot of people know is when I started blowing money or spending more money, basically I've been in the game a whole year.
That's right.
Noticed that, like I was still working a 9 to 5 and still you know what I'm saying, was stacking my money. So I had a year's worth of stuff. If anything happened to me, I could survive a whole year. So once I got my nest egg, then I'll play around with, you know what I'm saying, nice stuff. I ain't in my savings money, but yeah, yep, that's true.
Yep.
But the grind, you can't preach it enough. Like I always tell people, everybody that go to Harvard ain't gonna be successful. Everybody get a doctorate, be a doctorate from Morehouse, whatever school you graduate from. There's no system, no business that 100% of the people that attend a class or school is going to be successful. The success is your grind. You know what I'm saying? Your hustle. You have to put that in there. I can give you, like, my shit ain't even a course. It's a guide. It tells you, call this person. You see what I'm saying? It's like foolproof. You can't, it ain't even a course. It's a guide. When you need an ELD, call this person. When you need your gas card, call this person. You need your authority, call this person. You can't mess up.
You can't.
Now, if you take what I give you, I tell you the rules. The rules for Amazon is the same for me. It's the same for you, right?
Yep.
Same performance, same on time. It's the same for everybody. So I'm not telling you nothing that's a trick. It's the truth. I'm telling you the best time to book loads, when to find loads, how to hire drivers, all of that. It works. Yep. But if some people it don't work for, that don't make it a scam or make it fraud.
Yep.
You see?
Yeah, that's the whole fact. And then I had this one guy, right? He had you know, I'm gonna bring him on with me soon, but he had his truck running under somebody that I think was a broker or whatever. So the broker was talking about Amazon, and then I would show him, look, because him and his wife was driving, so they was team driving. So I said, yo, man, look at these loads right here. The team drivers, they get money. So I'm like, look at these drivers. So one day he called me with the guy on the phone, right? So the guy, he, you know, oh, I've been in this game such and such. I said, hold on, man. Not trying to, you know what I'm saying, shut you down, but been in this game longer than you, number one. I said, first of all, let me ask you this question. This will be the key question. What is your score with Amazon?
Bing.
Right?
Bing.
He said, it's 80 something. I said, that's why you can't see what I see.
Yes.
Right? So then he was like, you know, then he like miled himself on down, right? So I'm telling him, I'm like, look, this is how this go. If you keep an 8+, you're gonna see this amount of low. So he said, make it make sense to me. I said, look, on a run that I run, I said, my minimum, I'm gonna make 6. I broke it down to him. Because you know, some people, they want it in layman's terms, how it's gonna make sense. I said, I'm making $6,000 a week. I don't spend $2,000 in fuel, but I always tell people $2,000 in fuel, right?
Just
so yeah. So you taking in 4,000, right? I said, I'll take out 5 for maintenance, 5 for insurance. You know, you still got 3,000. You know, I don't steal from myself. This your own self. This is what I'm telling the guy. So I pay myself $700, right? So it's still $2,300 left. So you know, I don't know how you spend your money. How can you make that not work?
I don't understand it either. But the numbers, I just don't understand some people. It's just crazy to me how some people just don't get it. And then you know what I know, man, just everybody just ain't gonna get it. And like my mom said, you can't take everybody with you. Everybody can't come. And life, man. And some people just ain't gonna be successful in the industry, but we gotta, especially for 2024. Like I'm on a campaign to stop bashing logistics.
Yep.
All it is just like any other industry. It's leveling back out, weeding out the suckers. Weeding out everybody that jumped into it during the pandemic that thought it was an easy come
Yep.
up, and you didn't have to have no information. Just go get you a truck, get a CDL, or get a box truck, and go make some money without the information. Now, when the game changed and we're not in the pandemic no more, and now the rates have dropped on OTR and all of that stuff, everybody panicking. They don't know how to survive. They
Yep.
don't know how to pivot.
And you know, people biting off more than what they can chew. I love to go on different blogs and look, and I look at all the bitter people that's on the Amazon blogs. They like, ain't no money, and I be looking at, hey, I'm finna sell my truck, man. People be on that way. Yeah, I'm gonna give it away for 15,000. I'm just sitting there looking at. I said, look at y'all, man. I said, y'all was the people who got in the game, didn't have enough info to operate off of, and you done.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be honest. I don't prey on people downfall, but sometimes I say it's good for people like yourself to step back. Because if you really want to get in, I want you to get in, but sometimes you got to fall before you can come up. And I tell a lot of people, if you fall and don't come back up, it wasn't meant for you anyway. You just one of them guys in the way. You just a bird just passing by. You ain't got no nest to land. You just a bird just passing by. What's the matter? Your wings tired? You flapping? They ain't flapping no more? Yeah, I'll let you go.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And this look, I just read like every now and then, boy, I go read, and all I see is negative, and I just be like, how in the world you have a whole group with over 60,000 people that's just negative? Somebody, if you don't like it, just quit.
Just quit.
You get what I'm saying? Like if I don't like a Samsung phone, I'm not gonna join the Samsung group to talk about Samsung all day long. It makes no sense to me. So that's what I'm saying. It's just like those people, and they just deter so many people that, and then, you know, people can't think for themselves. So they're like, oh man, the trucking is dead. Trucking is messed up. Some people hit me in my inbox. I done show them bank statements, and like they'll come in there talking shit. And I'll be like, cat, blah, blah, send them bank statements. They shut up. You see, like, look, shut up. I'll show you receipts.
Then deny, but letting their lies be, I always tell people, don't let other people's lies become your truth.
Yeah,
man. Start listening to that, it's over with. That's the thing. Trying to get in. At the end of the day,
doubt kill more people than bullets. Doubts, like fear in the people's head. Doubt kill your dreams all day long, man. It'll kill you. It's like
I'm confident with Amazon. This is no lie. Like right now, tonight, I can leave right now. I know for a fact I can make me 2,000 right quick. I'm serious. I know where to go. I know where to pull up. I'm like I said, I'm just like a hunter. I'm sitting in the cut. I'm waiting. I know exactly what,
because you know that information, You see? But so imagine, just think about this. Imagine somebody, and this is what I encounter all the time. Imagine somebody that's just jumping in the game right now, go get a CDL, go get a semi, and they try to do it without speaking to you guys or any mentor. They're probably not going to be successful. I'm not going to say nobody can, but they're going to make a lot of mistakes. They're going to tear their score up. They're going to have to grind back for the 6 weeks to get their score back. So that's what I try to tell people. All this information, like, how else are you going to get it unless you know somebody? You get what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people don't understand because I never drove the truck, whatever. I had a mentor. I just didn't fall out of the sky with this information. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I preach to him, man. I preach to them.
Go ahead, Jay.
No, I just want to tell him I appreciate him a lot. I appreciate what he's doing for the community, especially for the Amazon Relay. Because if you think about it, if there wasn't no Box Truck Shorty, where would they get their info from?
Yeah.
So people be thankful and grateful what God has put here on the platform, because I know for a fact that you have put a lot of money in people's pocket. Think about it. If there was no Box Truck Shorty in the reality of this game, how would you make it?
Because everybody else bash it. Everybody else talk shit about it.
Yeah.
You know, everybody else.
Yep.
You know, and like I said, I done got so many people out of their 9 to 5. I done got people out of corporate America. Like, I've helped thousands of people for over the last 3 years. You know what I'm saying? I even help people set up second screens and go, like my cousin that y'all met at the meet and greet. You know what I'm saying? Box Truck Wiz, Jason. You know, I always talk highly of him. He's doing the game, killing the game. He got trucks. His trucks is not where he's at. Like, like, just to see how proud my cousin is, it like blows my mind, because I was always inspired by him. You know what I'm saying? Being service agent, like, man, that's great. You got a career, but he's inspired by me. I'm inspired by him. But it's just like when he retired, he got something to, a nest egg. Like that shit is crazy, man. So I've helped a lot of people, man. But
Yeah. You know, you want to hear something? We went to the rooftop mixer.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Jason, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jason, you remember the little young guy that dropped that had a box truck business, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
The little guy that had the little bow tie.
Yeah.
You know, you was his mentor.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I even know.
Yeah. I say he's how you do box. He said, yeah, man, I just follow box truck Shorty. I think he got 2 box trucks. He said he was getting ready to get another one.
Yeah, man. That's dope.
So you know what I'm saying? I see the people.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? And they're like, I tell people that ask me about it, I say, yo, y'all got to look up that genius box truck Shorty. Because the only thing I know about the semi, you want to know about semi, you know what I'm saying? I can show you about the semi because this money right here is good too. And we all in the same circle. Everything that you say, it fits in a tight knit the same way as us.
Yep.
So, these people need to realize what we saying right now and tap in with, whichever way y'all want to go. If y'all want to go both ways, tap in both ways.
Yeah.
Because you can get money. If you have the finances to do it. Don't jump out there and get yourself in debt.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? In life, they always told us, not just us on here, everybody that's listening, you have to crawl before you walk. You understand what I'm saying?
They want to run.
Yeah.
They want to get it.
No.
That's what
you can't. You can't run with it. And like he say, well, we all say, you need a mentor because you're gonna get the mistakes that we done. You don't have to do.
Right.
You'll be more successful by getting a mentor than just jumping out there on your own.
Yep.
Because you're gonna learn a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna make a whole lot of money. Like in this semi game, everybody, the semi this is not doing that. The race went down. Switch up the game.
Yep.
Go to the contract. I went to the contract. I taught Jason how to book out for life, especially you keep up with. And this one thing that y'all got to do, y'all have to keep up with your truck. So if you maintaining your truck, you know what I'm saying, you could book out 3 weeks at a time and you got consistent work.
Yeah.
You look on the low board.
Yes.
No, go ahead.
Amazon. I was going to say, that's what Amazon consistent. You ain't got to, like with that, you might get a load today. You might have to sit for 2 or 3 days. You don't know if you're going to get another load. Amazon is super consistent, man. Super consistent.
Yep.
And
because
box trucks, they got contracts too for box trucks.
Correct. That is correct.
Mm-hmm.
That is correct.
Yeah, I ran in 4 weeks, like, because I was excited being in the semi and stuff. So my first month I did 24,000, and some change. So like, man, it's it's money out here, man. That's all I can tell you, man. I can't.
Yeah. And I know it is, man, because like I said, man, I heard through the grapevine. I heard people coming in contact, going with you guys now too. So I'm saying, like, I know that in my money, especially with people that didn't really believe it for the longest, and like, the semis are dead. Now they believe in Amazon, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, and you can make money. You can make money. Back to what we explained to you what an empty trail is. You can sit around if you don't want to go over the road. You could even move trailers around the yard, get heister runs, or you can move empty trailers around Atlanta to make $800 to $1,000 a day if that's what you choose to do.
And you hear that? Y'all hear that? And they saying no money in trucking. See?
Make a lot of money. Another thing I like about Amazon being in the semi. Now, like, say for example, you get on that dashboard, you pulling all that heavy weight, you burning a lot of fuel. They gonna maximize your clock. You get a 14-hour clock, but 11-hour drive on your clock through your ELD. What I like about Amazon, when they do your schedule on these contract blocks, they gonna fix it where you ain't running in about 8 hours. I have something. Then when you get to the facility, so laid back. Like, I was on the phone with Winston. Winston, what you doing? I said, I'm watching a football game. I'm sitting because in my truck, if I'm gonna do something right, I'm gonna do it right all the way. I always tell people, if you're not gonna do it right the first time, don't do it at all. So that's why I tell people, when you get in this business, look at yourself as an entity. You got your truck as an entity, then you got your body as an entity. As if you taking care of yourself, you being healthy, what do you put in your body, you exercising, you protecting your peace and everything. So for me, at the end of the day, it's like when I do something, I'm gonna do it right. I'm gonna make myself comfortable, because if I'm making the money, I'm gonna put the money back into myself and back into my company. So like with my truck, I got a nice TV in there. I got the microwave. I got the refrigerator. I'm not blowing all this money. I'm not eating no processed food. My wife, she gonna make sure I got all my fruits and different things that I'm gonna eat and stuff like that. So for me, it's like I was talking to him. He said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Man, they told my load ain't gonna be ready for 2 hours." I'm not mad. I either could take those 2 hours, get me some rest, or I'm gonna cut this TV on and watch this football game and relax. I love it, man. When I tell you, man, this is the most easiest thing that you can adapt to, and you just gotta put a little effort in. If you could put a little effort, and if you're not lazy, and if you're a go-getter, man, this is the place to be. This is the place to be. So all those people, when me and Winston was doing 6,000 and 8,000, 9,000 a week, when you had this certain individual crying, because they was really trying to take shots at my boy, but they wouldn't come out and say it. I said, "You see that, don't you?" He said, "Yeah, I see it, but I ain't paying that Negro no mind." You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I said, "While we sitting up here making 6, 8, 9,000 a week, these cats on the sideline crying." Then when you look at them and you start checking them out like they character, you like, "Well, damn, man, you lazy. You ain't no go-getter. You a splurger. Right, you want to make people think you getting money, you ain't. So you really hurt." Because at the end of the day, I ain't never seen no one who can cap and eat at the same time. So when you capping and you ain't eating, that stomach get to say, "Oh, you hurting." So that let me know at the end of the day, you ain't getting no money like you say you get money. But if you really want to get some money, holler at my boy Winston, holler at Box Truck Shawty. We're gonna show you how to eat. You know what I'm saying? So it's just all to it. Yes, sir.
Yeah, right, man. I'm telling you, man. I say this all the time. There's a madness to what we all doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna put y'all on the right path to get to this money, man. Cause I've been in this Amazon thing, man. It was a lifesaver for me. Cause I ain't ashamed to admit it. You understand what I'm saying? When I first started, yeah, I had a dispatcher. My first year I made 6 figures, but I was spending a lot of money on my truck. That DEF system was a killer,
Yep, it got me
know.
too.
And I'm saying, I ain't ashamed to admit it. My account went down to 92 cents.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? Not in the negative. And I stepped back. I said, "Lord, I know you ain't bring me this far to
I know
fail, you know." And then, bam, here come Amazon. I got Amazon in my hand, and I started, working my way around it, how to maneuver it.
Mm-hmm.
I got a little tricks and trades how to get to this money.
Yeah.
I remember I sat one place and not even moved my truck and made over $1,200.
Hey, crook.
You know what I'm saying? So, I ain't gonna say everything on
I
here,
know.
but I'm
Don't give
just
them too
letting
much.
you know,
Yeah.
I know how to get to this money.
Hey, I tell y'all this. When I got in my semi, I'm gonna keep it real. When he gave me that game on that contract, this is no lie. I asked him, I said, "When them checks coming in?" He said, "They'll be in on Thursday, get your settlement on Tuesday." On my kids, when I first seen my first contract check, that settlement, I opened it up, I'm peeking through it, I look, slap. When I first seen my check, you know what I said? I said, "Damn." I said, "It's over with."
Yeah.
Hey, it
Yeah,
was like someone done fronted me a pack and
yo,
said, "Get rich, young man."
he text me. He text yo, Box Truck Shorty. He
Man.
text me.
And I have so many people also talk a lot of shit about, "Oh man, you never say the negative about Amazon." The negatives, if you don't learn it, you're
You
gonna
gonna
hate it.
hate it.
Yeah, you're gonna hate it. That's the negative. Like everything has some kind of negative, but at the end of the day, it's the best thing out there smoking, in my opinion.
Yeah, it is.
I second
Yeah.
that motion.
Yeah, you can't. You don't. It's fast, simple. Ain't no all that paperwork. It's super simple, man.
Yep.
Yep.
It ain't going no
Yep.
big and big.
And then he texted me, Box Truck Shorty. He said, "Hey Winston, I want to thank you. I appreciate you, man. Yo, this Amazon money
Yeah,
hit
Man,
different."
hey,
yeah.
hey, I don't know how it is. I don't know how it is when people standing on the block looking for that dough. But like what Jay-Z said. What Jay-Z said, he's I'm looking up and down the block like what the F is the dough at? Hey, I got my feet, hands, and everything on Amazon, Nick. You ain't going nowhere, baby. Shoot. Yeah,
Yeah,
man. When that money start rolling, man, it's ridiculous. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah.
and it's a dude I met. I met in North Carolina, Box Truck Shorty. So I met him at a Pepsi place, right?
Uh-huh.
So he's sitting in the shack. And I told him, I said, yo, why you sitting there making these folks rich, man? He said, I'm thinking about getting my food truck or whatever. So I said, yo, look, man, I can show you how to get to this money, man.
Mm-hmm.
So he said, when I'm getting married, you know what I'm saying, this next week or whatever. I said, let me know when you back from your honeymoon or whatever. I said, if you ever meet him, he'll tell you this. I told him, I said, I'm going to call you once a week, man.
Yep.
And he said, he'll tell you, man, I ain't going to believe once. He don't even know me. That motherfucker ain't going to, excuse my language, he ain't going to call me no once a week. I called this dude once a week, literally. Yo, son, you got your truck yet? You got your truck yet?
Mm-hmm.
You got your truck yet, right? So then one day I was in North Carolina, so I went and I showed. That's another thing. I don't have a problem opening my tablet and showing people, because you know how women they second guess stuff. So I showed his wife my numbers and everything. She said, "Babe, we're going to get a truck right now." Right? He got his truck. Mind you, he got one truck. He paid his truck off in 7 months.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Bought himself a house. Bought himself a pickup truck. He had a baby. Bought his wife a Benz, all with one truck, semi truck, or Amazon.
Yep.
I
He
believe it.
killing the game. He killing. And Amazon emailing. He got a couple of contracts with them. He be putting other people on with him. I'm telling you,
Yep.
man,
Yep.
these people don't understand what this is about.
Yeah, people just don't. I guess, like I said, I'm one of the biggest influencers probably with Amazon Relay. A lot of people just don't talk about it. You get what I'm saying? Like you guys, y'all probably don't talk about it as much to like on social media. But just imagine how many people don't even know about Amazon Relay. Still, people don't even know about. People are killing themselves on the DAT low board, turning their trucks in before they just tap out and reach out to somebody and get a mentor. That's
Yep.
crazy.
Yep.
If you fail in anything and you didn't at least try to get yourself a mentor, that you just sorry. You're just lazy. I'm
Yep.
just being honest.
Hey, I seen you, man. I knew you was doing your thing, man. I was proud of you. Me and my wife, we was coming back from where we was coming back from the Cal Farmers Market.
Mm-hmm.
And we coming through 285, heading the back way. I look up, I said, baby. I said, look at Boss Troy Shorty. Man, I was cheesing, but I felt like I won a trophy, man. I seen you up there on that billboard over there off of East Point, Washington Road, man. I said,
Yeah.
and my wife said, who is that? I said, that's Box Truck Shot. I'll tell him about this thing, man.
He got two of them out there, two or three of them.
Yeah, I said he doing his thing, but I like that, man. You know, at the end of the day, man, to me, you a prime example. Instead of someone hating on you, you should look at a person like we all go through things in life, no matter what. But when I look at you, especially being a black man too, I look at you in a way of like, man, this is someone that came from somewhere who didn't stop and kept going, because I know at the end of the day, you got to look at it like this. Look where you at. You a master, what you mastermind what you did. This is why I have a lot of respect for you. Who taught you the game? Nobody. You had to get it on a lot of trial and error.
Yeah.
So I tell people, don't take this man for granted. Don't
Yeah.
take what he telling you for granted. And knowing what I got from Winston, I know that you are the truth. I can
Right.
relate to what you done been through and how you got there. So I tell anyone any day, anytime, if you want to get in this box truck game, if you really want to learn it, man, go with Box Truck Shot. He's not gonna steer you wrong. You gotta think
Right.
about the number. I watch you every week, bro. You consistent. This is another thing I respect you. And Winston talk about consistency. Every week you posting 40,000, 35, 45, 40. Man, who you know doing 40,000, 45,000 a week consistently? That let me know that you have an engine. Is that there's something about you that's not gonna let you a train that's
Yeah.
just on the track. You rolling.
Yeah.
It can stop any moment now. It could have stopped last month. It could have stopped last year. But guess what? Your $40,000 a week train is still rolling.
Yeah.
Because you know why? You got the game. If you was flawed, bro, you wouldn't even be sitting here talking to me, or you wouldn't be sitting up here talking about, hey, I made 40,000 last week. You would know when a person fake, because at the end of the day, you putting that work in. Amazon ain't giving out free 40,000 a week. So I know Amazon don't love your black. Hey, I know Amazon don't love your black tail that much to be like, yeah, we gonna give them some more free money. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I know those personally, so they ain't giving me no money for free.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a whole fact,
Yeah.
man. And just
Really
people just gotta tune in, man. And some people, and I'm a true believer to this. People that lash out at you or say anything about us, anything like that, is because they are scared. They scared to ask for help. Number one.
That's
That's
the number
that's the key. That's the key.
pride.
So you try to you try to badger somebody, you know what I'm saying, and then like, you know, when I was in those streets, if I said just like I'm, you know, like new, I'm older than you, but I look up to you. When I was in them streets, people that was getting money, you know, I don't hate on. I want to get money. I'm looking up to them. You understand what I'm saying? And that's in this game here. You get to the bag. So I look up to you as a young man. You know what I'm saying? And I want to tell you, I'm proud of you. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't let nobody tell you anything different, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And I'm proud of you guys. Like I tell you, I don't rock with a lot of people. Y'all could probably tell that. Like,
yeah, we already know
the only
that.
probably been on here was one other guy from Cali who I know, Steve, my cousin Jason, and you two guys. You know, I don't really rock with a lot of people or none of that, man. But anytime it comes to semi, when people ask me about it, I always tell them about y'all two guys. Always tell them about y'all.
Yeah, I know you be hitting me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
somebody because I don't know about semis. You see what I'm saying? So I'm a pass experts in that field. These guys know it. They killing the game. They doing their numbers. And like I said, I even took, like, when Jason sent me something, I took heat because I posted his video and he was like, hey, I'm talking a couple of people. I was like, I just sent them the screen like, look, he made 9,200. I can read Amazon's statement, buddy. You know?
Yeah.
Like, shut up. When I post that, to just be capping. I don't have to cap.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes,
do it. You know?
And even your compliance lady, Rhonda, you know what I'm saying? You know, hats off to her. I appreciate her as well too. Because she sent me somebody.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she sent me somebody. She's showing the love.
Hey, actually, me and her was on the phone. I was like, man, I really like these dudes, man. I really, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, genuine, ain't no egos, ain't no pride. Like, I mean, like, y'all are killing the game. I'm proud of y'all.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
And you motivate, you pure motivation, man.
And I got enough confidence to know, like, if I don't know something about it, I'm going to tell you to the experts. These two guys, if y'all interested in getting into semi trucks with Amazon, I'm pretty sure they got other game outside of semi, but tap in with them, follow them, and you know what I'm saying, support them too. So it's a good game. I love my team. They go Trucker Rhonda right there. Hey, what's up, Rhonda?
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
How you doing, Rhonda?
Yeah, we were just talking about y'all today, man. You know what I'm saying? And we saw each other at Lola's event. I like Lola. Lola got a sweet spirit. She a nice.
Yeah. She a great woman.
Yep.
Get in the room with people that's winners. Get yourself a mentor. In March of next year, man, I'm having either March or April. I'm trying to secure a venue, but I'm gonna have a big meet and greet. This ain't gonna be logistics. It's gonna be logistics. I know, Jason, you do real estate too. You know? So I want to talk about real estate, stocks, life insurance. Like, I want to have a big event. You know what I'm saying? And I want y'all guys to, of course y'all gonna be there. Y'all got to be there.
Oh, you
know.
No, hey, you already know what I told you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's a whole fact, man.
Off of here, man. Thank y'all guys for coming on. Tell them where to follow you guys at. Tell them y'all Instagram name, because some people, they probably not gonna see it on live. When I post it on YouTube, they can go back and follow you guys. So if you want to say your names, how to follow
you. Mine is ENY_finest 345.
Yep. Mine's Samaco Transport 1000.
Spell that out for them.
SAMACO Transport TRANSPORT 1000.
Okay, cool, man. But I really appreciate you guys. And for all my other box heads, my next masterclass is January 13th. Tap in. You know, I got my ebook, I got my services, Box Truck Shorty. But January 13th, tap into my masterclass if you guys want to get up and running. It's $1,000. I got limited slots left. If you're trying to get into the semi game, hit my two brothers up, man. Tap in with them. And I'm pretty sure we'll be on here again, because I guarantee you, y'all DMs gonna probably go crazy. My DMs gonna go crazy because we didn't answer a lot of their questions tonight. I just want to introduce you guys. So I'm pretty sure they're gonna want to come in, and then we'll just jump on here and just let them ask questions or whatever.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, you just let me know, man. You know we here.
All right.
All right.
All right, Sam. I hit you. All right.
Peace. Yep.